there are things she can destroy that I want to. I keep her out here to protect other things. But last time she just laid right by my side and she was quiet. So now I let her in. Now she doesn't want to come in.
Right.
Well, the invitation is open. Is open.
Hey, Linda Francis. Where'd you go? There you are.
Hi, everybody. Yeah,
Hi,
I'm trying to
Linda.
get. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Good morning,
Get
Carla
my-
Ann.
Jane's here.
It's good to see your face, Jen.
Get the
Oh,
whole
it's great
crew.
to-
Look at this.
Great to see your image and hear your voice. Hello, Irene.
Oh, something's wrong.
Hello,
What?
Jane.
Okay, we're not going to do that.
Here's Reverend Bill with your God Call.
Thomas Carlyle wrote, "Every day that is born into the world comes like a burst of music and rings the whole day through, and you make of it a dance, a dirge, or a life march, as you will." And what that means for us is that we are always at choice. The music is playing. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to go find a partner and put on your dancing shoes, or are you going to assume that it's some sort of an ominous drum beat and that the drum is beating for you? Make this day into something wonderful for you.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every breath you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know right now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out, just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when we're out there having fun. hand, take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, you're here to do amazing things. Amazing. You're amazing.
Good morning, New Thought Philadelphia, and goodbye, winter. Today is the last day of winter. Spring begins at 11:33 this morning Eastern time, so you guys will all be here together for it. The music that you just heard was Megan McDonough. She wrote Amazing Things. It's going on. It's quite a renowned New Thought standard song at this point. We've heard Deb Chamberlain and some other people sing that as well. That was a recording. Megan opened the Anton Virtual Retreat last spring with that song. And we were scheduled to have Bernard Sarkissian play today, but Bernard is feeling under the weather. So our absolutely crackerjack team of the production team got together and came up with some great ideas of the ways that we can get the music to work instead. So shout out to the production team. We're going to begin by making a cacophony. Actually, first I will remind you that the usual thing that we're going to do is to keep ourselves muted and be respectful and polite during the Zoom. So raise your hand when it's time to share. Although a couple of times like now, we're all going to unmute and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I
open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself
Open
to
myself
joy.
to joy.
I know that springtime is springing as me.
I know that
springtime
springtime is
is
springing as me.
And love is right here, right now.
Love is right here,
Right here, right
now.
now.
And so it is.
It
And
is.
so it is.
And you might see a one of the cameras that we have here is called Seeds. Because today is the first day of spring, we are doing a celebration of the spring equinox, and that'll be during the talk. We'll explain a little bit about what that means and the metaphysics of it as well. If you have a pot of dirt and a seed that you can plant, we're going to do a little ritual planting there. If you don't happen to have that on hand because you missed the memo or the e-news, we will be planting seeds in these pots so you can basically accept virtual seeds. There's Jesus. He's got his pot. He's ready to go. Excellent. So we're going to be doing that a little bit later in the celebration. I'm Reverend Bill Marcioni. The music today is by the All Stars, and our practitioner of the day is Breen Rourke, RSCP.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. I've got gallery view and I can see all the bright, shiny faces, which is awesome. New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature and empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom today, wherever headed next, we've been expecting you and welcome. Now, we believe that there is one. That's it, one. We're done. One power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that very same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs, or as we like to say, our new life begins with a new thought. If you could take a moment and silence any unnecessary electronic devices, your cell phone, your desk phone, whatever you happen to have hanging around that might make some noise and disturb you during the celebration, because that's not fun. And we're going to open up with some prayer that we like to open everything. So I invite you to just let go of any thoughts or concerns or energy or hurriedness or what have you, getting here, being here, where you're going next, yada, 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 and just be in this now moment, this God moment. Everything everywhere is that one power, love, intelligence, the creative force of the universe, that divine spark that created everything from itself. Everything, everywhere, anytime is that one. So I know I'm an expression of that one. So too is everyone here. So too is everyone connected with New Thought Philadelphia, and everyone everywhere. The words, the ideas, the music, the inspirational thoughts, these seeds that we're planting is all God in action. So I know that this celebration today is that spirit alive through and as each one here. And we're so blessed to be here together. I'm so very grateful for this time, grateful for all these bright lights of love sharing themselves as New Thought Philadelphia. Grateful for spring and new life and new thought. So with love and gratitude, I know this good, I claim this good, I am this good. And I speak this word into the creative law that always says yes. And once again says yes. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. Thank you, Breen. Thank you so much. So the reason that we do a prayer is not to appease God so they don't get punished or something. The reason that we do a prayer is because it is an active, creative entity in the universal creative law. So we're using our prayer to set an intention and create something new in our lives. So if anybody has a prayer work story that you would like to share, go ahead and wave your hand or raise your hand. There you go. Annie has a prayer work story to tell. Let's see if it's the other half of my prayer work story.
So I had what I thought was an amazing prayer work story that kind of fizzled out and whatever. I would say I was disappointed, but when something disappointing happens, it's nice to about face, turn back towards the light of what you know is true. And I got offered a new position at work this week. It comes with a raise and new opportunities and new, I can get back in the ER for some of my day at work, and I really love that. So I'm super excited. And of course, I like the raise. Additionally, we got a free microwave and some other tidbits for our new house. We downsized and got rid of everything, and now we're supersizing. So we don't have everything we need for our new house, but I know that I'm open to receiving all of the good, and it's going to flow right into our new home.
Beautiful. Perfect. Breen and then Sarah.
Yeah, so prayer works. Jane and I have been doing this home remodel project for, I don't know, ever. And I keep putting it into, so I'm the TA for the practitioner class, and we've got a weekly prayer request, and I'm always putting something down there about the remodel project and challenges and fits and starts. And every time I put something on there, it just happens and it's effortless. And so I'm here to report that the mudding and taping is like 90% done. So my shoulders are thankful that I don't have to sand the ceiling. And we selected and purchased our flooring, because we selected flooring several times, but now we purchased it. And I can see the light. So there are times I thought it would never get done or challenges wouldn't overcome, but it's just coming together.
Seems like just weeks ago that you were filling up that dumpster with the inside of your house.
Yes.
Breen had the most organized dumpster I've ever seen. It was very tidy. Sarah?
Okay, I'll make it quick. So I've been having a lot of room for growth with a particular coworker over like the last couple of years. And there's been a cycle of like pretty much I have had to like absorb it for the most part to keep things moving forward. But finally, there was like a review process between this coworker and, the HR department. And the perfect real conversation was had that was, okay, I forgot the prayer part. So in the beginning, I prayed for wisdom and harmony, and however that shook out, and whether that meant that it was wise for the company to finally say something, or it meant that it was wisdom on behalf of the person who was then going to be able to receive the feedback and actually use it constructively. And so I was scared and very apprehensive because we had to spend the rest of the 2 days after his review together, like working very jointedly on a project. But because Spirit is always there, always there, period. And if you ask /request I want it now, the things that you actually want, you can get that. So far, and granted, it's only been like 3 days, but so far things have been going really well. There was like an exchange of an apology, and then the 2 days after that so far have been really positive seeming. And I'm very grateful because I see a lot of potential when things are good. So if things can actually be great and aligned and on the same page, then it's like just continuing to be an upward spiral where I was very tense and clogged about it previously. And so I'm like, okay, the air got fired up a little bit to be cleared. And now it's almost like there's a new beginning. So that's really nice. So prayer does work.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. And last week there was a fair amount of good news, bad news, who can tell in the talk. So my prayer work stories this week are good news, bad news, who can tell. We got an unsolicited check to New Thought Philadelphia for $2,750 this week. And good news. So I thought that was an unexpected income story because it's from a title company in Florida. I'm just imagining somebody who sold a house and wound up making $27,000 more than they thought they were going to, and this is their tithe. And then it turns out that it was part of and so that would be good news. And then it turns out it was part of a scam, trying to get money out of me and New Thought Philadelphia. So that's bad news, but we've stopped the scam and we didn't spend the money. So that's good news. So, and I get to tell a story about that. So that's good news again. So I'll get some mileage out of this attempted scammer in the wedding business. The other thing that's going on, as you know, our digital media coordinator, Carrie Kersey, is having another baby and she's stepping down. So bad news. And that means that we need to go through and find somebody else to do this. And we've had 60 or 70 people who had posted through Indeed, various levels. And so that's good news. And a bunch of people who can, offer up to do the job. They're ridiculously unqualified. So bad news. And then I get a note from Kate Steele saying, hey, is the job still open? Because she'd been doing a prayer for a part-time job that's very flexible in her schedule. It lets her do stuff with her creative and technical chops that's different than what she does during her day job. So there is a wonderful fit going on. Kate's on the phone now because she's at her day job, but she gets to do the New Thought Philly digital media coordinator job at other times. So prayer works. And speaking of the Steels, we've got some announcements now from Annie.
Thank you, Bree. This vernal information, I had to Google that, means spring, is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. Twice a day, we have a community check-in and meditation on Zoom. Everyone is welcome. They're inspiring and fun and quick. Less than 15 minutes start to finish. Our spring class is No Mud, No Lotus. It combines the heart of forgiveness with the strength of spiritual principle. 6 Wednesday evenings beginning May 4th, led by our friend and master forgiveness teacher, Reverend Dr. Michelle. Sorry, Michelle, don't know your last name there. Episode 41 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer podcast is Spiritual Practice. Listen on the website or subscribe on Apple, Google, Spotify, or Stitcher. You can watch the live stream of the recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Follow our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and join the 869 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. Congratulations to Kate Steele, our new digital media coordinator. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Contact Sandy for info. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on the fourth Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Also, contact Sandy. The Unexpected Income Club is underway. Join the club to prove prosperity principles in the laboratory of your life. Sign up on the website, say the practical prayer every day, and donate 10% of the extra money that shows up for you. The other 90% is God's gift to you. Save the date for the free one-day Anton virtual retreat on Friday, April 22nd, starting at 11 a.m. There will be inspiring speakers, amazing music, and breathtaking breakout sessions. Registration is online now at anton.org. We are grateful for your tax-deductible donations by PayPal, check, Venmo, or Cash App. Thank you to the production team and presenters who make our Zoom celebrations work and have fun doing it. There's a short technical rehearsal before the celebration on Sunday. To join the team, contact Carla Ann. Oh, next Sunday is online. Our guest speaker is Reverend Dave Spock, reminding us that we cannot receive that which we cannot conceive. Live original music by Emily Drinker. Reverend Bill and the practitioners offer professional spiritual coaching and practical prayer by appointment. After the celebration, Breen will be available for a quick miracle and a minute prayer at no charge. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open for people to talk among ourselves.
Thank you, Annie. And when we get together in person, we have a special gift and a blessing for the people who are with us for the second time. And the people who are with us for the first time, you get the welcome packet, and you also get a special blessing. In lieu of a welcome packet while we are online, please make sure you sign up for the e-newsletter. We will keep in touch with you from a respectful distance. If there's anyone who is joining us for the first time, you can raise your hand either digitally by using the reaction button or waving out or on camera where we can see you. And the rest of us will welcome you as well. Otherwise, everybody who's here, get that welcoming energy going, feel the love, feel the warmth, rub your hands together, send that love out to each of us and all of us. We are the bright lights of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome home. So as we do the next song, what you want to do is go into gallery view to make eye contact with the people who are in the group with us. And, we used to do all the time when we're in person. Make eye contact. Be together in community. Oh yeah, note to self, we have the karaoke track for that as well, for people to sing along with. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Welcome back, Jennifer, who is going to lead us in the flames of faith today. It's good to see you this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And thank you, everybody, for your prayers over the last couple of weeks. I'm dog sitting. So we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity, and we bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. And we light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. And we light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place that you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. The reading today is going to be brought to us by Carolyn, all the way from the shores of Lake Michigan in Milwaukee.
From the shores of Tripoli.
The reading today is from 7,000 Ways to Listen, Staying Close to What is Sacred by Mark Nepo. The Human Garden. We are put here for a little space that we may learn how to bear the beams of love. William Blake. How I love people. I love how we root and bloom, how we twine around each other and reach for the light. How as far as we grow in the dark of the earth is as far as we stand in the world. How being human, we are always charged with the vibrancy of a larger presence. How the complexity of our humanity mirrors this larger presence. In truth, we mirror everything living as we climb and stumble our way up the mountain to the cliff of yes. I recognize each person I come across because I am each on any given day. What matters is whether I shun those who bear my flaws or help them up. Whether I turn away when this larger presence seems too strong or I keep my birth eyes open. Whether I find a way to meet what is incomprehensible and somehow draw strength from it. What matters is if we can make it to the cliff of yes and shout our secrets to the sky till heaven is the song we sing on earth. This raises a central question. What is the proper use of our will? How useful is it to insist we can will things to happen if we are seeds growing into roots and shoots breaking ground? What if will is how we give our all to that growth? What if will is the sacred, gritty act of holding nothing back? Perhaps this is the work of love, to hold nothing back. Brother David Steinville Ross reminds us that I believe means I give my heart to this. Perhaps, despite our lists of do's and don'ts, belief is less about assumptions and conclusions we enshrine as principles and more about our devotion to engage and listen to life. Of course, we don't stay rooted in one place. And so a paradox and challenge for every spirit born to earth is how to inhabit a thoroughness of wherever life takes us. This leads us to a life of compassion, of being with other living things in a way that lets them grow. This too is the work of love. Long ago, a disciple of Confucius, Zhigang, asked, "Is there any one word that could guide a person throughout life?" The master replied, "How about shu, reciprocity? Never impose on others what you would not choose for yourself." This is another form of holding nothing back and giving your heart to another. This is one of the earliest voicings of the golden rule. All of us are roots and shoots in the human garden. As far as we root into the earth is as far as we sprout into the world. Each of us is destined to find our own particular path to the light.
Thank you, Carolyn. This next song is Daniel Nahmod, and it's recorded live at the World Parliament of Religions.
There's one power, invisible, and just see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and just speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit or Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, yeah. One power. One power is what we are. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anchor we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, what we are is one power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Daniel Namod is going to be performing at the Anton Virtual Retreat on April 22nd. So definitely, if you can set some time aside that day, it is going to be quite a treat. Today is currently is the very, very, very end of winter. So springtime starts less than a half an hour from now. And the inspirational talk today is about the equinox. It's about that tipping point as we tip over from winter into spring, from what was into what's next. And we're going to open up with a reading from the Wheel of the Year that Dina is going to share with us.
This is called March. The delicate birch twigs that etch the clear blue skies of March now dangle with catkins, and the gray fuzzy buds of the pussy willow swell. Brave crocus break through the still frosty ground, opening their petals to the sun. Beneath the blanket of leaves that has covered the herb garden throughout its long winter sleep, the peppermint is sending out new runners, and tiny whorls of woodruff leaves dot the ground. In woodland garden, patches of moss grow thick and lush green, and the strange and exotic flowers of the skunk cabbage bloom. A love-struck starling throws back his head and sings a courting song to his mate, who already wears the sleek black feathers of spring. While in the open meadows, flocks of migrating robins graze in the still brown grass. In the hedgerows, cock pheasants, like phoenixes, come to life from the ancient Chinese vase, challenge one another with fierce displays of feathers and spurs.
Thank you, Dina. So the equinox, what's the big deal? Well, it's just another day, right? Take it off on the calendar. Last week we sprang forward, and this week we're actually springing into spring. So like, what's that mean? And it turns out historically it means a lot. So the rites of spring in their various forms, whatever they're called, are essentially agricultural festivals. They began without a doubt because prehistoric Europeans were fascinated. Now, they were obsessed with astronomy and its connection to the periodic renewal of the earth. So the vernal equinox, yes, vernal means spring, is the moment at which the sun is over the equator, halfway up from its winter depths to its summer peak. It's moving north at its fastest rate. If you were at the North Pole, it'd be sunrise. After 6 months of darkness, this is the first time that it's going to be light at the North Pole. It's also sunset at the South Pole. South Pole is now going to have 6 months of darkness. North Pole is going to have 6 months of lightness. And 3 months from now, it's going to be midsummer. So this is a reminder. The equinox is a reminder of the cycle that we're in. And Joe's going to tell us a little bit about what this means with trees.
Good morning. The trees were sacred to many ancient tribes. They were assigned characteristics. So the pruning season begins about mid-March, even before the vernal equinox. In Druid tradition, this was the time to begin gathering wood for the Beltane fire. Beltane is the celebration at the 1st of May. Birch represents the goddess or female principle. The budding of the birch signals the beginning of the agricultural year. Oak symbolizes the god or male principle. The Druids worshipped in sacred oak groves. In fact, the name Druid comes from Dwyer, oak, and wid, to know. The rowan or mountain ash is considered the tree of life. Willow is the tree of death, in association with both the dark half of the wheel of the year and the dark phase of the moon. Hawthorn, or the May tree, is the tree of purification. Hazel is the tree of wisdom. Its nuts are symbolic of wisdom, and its branches have long been used as divining rods. Apple is the tree of love. Apple wood and apple blossoms have long been associated with love. And in the Judeo-Christian story, Eve seduced Adam with an apple. The vine or grapevine is the tree of joy. And the evergreen or fir tree is the tree of immortality, a symbol of the forces of life overcoming the forces of death and decay, like spring celebrating over winter.
So I hear you say, perhaps once again, what does this pagan ancient stuff have to do with us now? Stand by. So one explanation of the various standing stones in Britain, including Stonehenge, is that they were astronomical observatories to determine the exact dates of the equinoxes and other seasonal festivals. And the spring festivals are all connected to the fear, the notion that the system might stop working, that the sun might not come back from the winter solstice. It might just keep on getting colder and colder. Winter might be permanent. Brr. So by mid-March, it's pretty obvious that that if the sun's coming back, it's halfway, it's time for a little celebration. And in the modern world, there are 3 major spring festivals: the equinox, Easter, and May Day. But they're all actually one. Since the Earth revives at different times at different latitudes, awakening from south to north, the celebrations extend from the last days of winter, when the frost is still sometimes on the ground, to the very height of summer. In the classic world, the chief equinox festival was the rite of Dionysus, which is closely connected to the origin of drama. In prehistoric Greece, priests went with their followers to the fields at the time of the vernal equinox to offer wine, milk, and oil to the land, and to chant songs. Those were the odes. In Greek, as they moved into the cities, the word tragedy is simply tragos, which is goat, plus ode. So a goat song. And what do goats have to do with it? Well, simply that Dionysus was the god of wine and sexual passion, and the goat is a famously amorous animal. And the followers of Dionysus, the satyrs, were depicted with goat feet and horns. Okay? As long as they kept performing tragedies in Greece, the crops came up every spring, just like the priests had promised. Whew. Joe? You're muted, Joe. And this goes on everywhere.
In Germany, the festival of Walpurgisnacht on the eve of April 30th had its remote origins in the pagan rites of Wotan and Freyja. They were Norse gods and a goddess. In the Middle Ages, it was thought that on that night, witches came down from the mountain and swept across the countryside, biting pieces out of church bells.
Yeah.
There's always a little conflict between the pagan natural religions and the conquering, typically Christian religions. May Day was originally the Celtic Beltane, when Bel or Baal fires were lighted to welcome the sun god. And Easter. What in the world does an Easter egg have to do with a Christian festival? And whose idea was it that bunnies laid eggs? Rabbits are notoriously prolific, and the egg is the very symbol of life renewed. It contains life in its neatest and most symmetrical package imaginable, a container that is the exact shape of the womb.
Easter eggs, yeah. So at the time of the vernal equinox, eggs were used for the creation of talismans and were also ritually eaten. There is little doubt that clutches of eggs that are laid by many different kinds of birds in the spring were a welcome dietary supplement to the early hunter-gatherers after the sparseness that they'd all experienced during the winter. It's also possible that gathering a variety of eggs from the nests of birds by our ancient ancestors gave rise to two customs which are still popular today: the Easter egg hunt and coloring eggs in imitation of the various pastel colors of the eggs of wild birds. Oh, and the idea of weaving baskets could well have come from watching birds weaving their nests.
So I found a lot of this information in a book called The Wheel of the Year, and it was just incredible that it also mentions Ukraine. A lot of their traditions featured heavily in this chapter. So it was really, really neat that that came up. So in Ukraine, women dye eggs in brilliant colors, reds, yellows, and oranges. These eggs are called pisanki, and they're eaten to celebrate the rebirth of the sun and the return of the season of plenty. In Italy, they take colored eggs and bake them into braided loaves of bread for the very same reason. That beautiful soft orange color can be achieved by boiling a single onion skin with a few eggs. And a handful of onion skins will give you a deep rust color. A half teaspoon of turmeric in a small amount of water will dye eggs a brilliant sunny yellow. And you can use beet juice and vinegar or the juice of pickled beets to dye eggs pink. Boiling eggs with vinegar and several of the outer leaves of red cabbage and allowing the whole mixture to cool overnight produces an amazing robin's egg blue. And I remember as a kid, we would dye eggs at Easter time. And while we didn't use spices, vinegar was a key ingredient in getting this little process done. So I remembered that.
Yep. And red cabbage makes robin's egg blue. I love that idea. The symbolism begins with the egg itself. The golden orb of the yolk represents the sun god. The white shell is seen as the white goddess, and the whole is a symbol of rebirth. And we know today that egg production of domestic fowl begins when the retina of the hen's eye is stimulated by more than 12 hours of light a day. So the connection between eggs and a shift of balance from darkness to light at the time of the vernal equinox was not lost on the pagans of old. And so the dawning of magical signs on a symbolic object became a charm and a ritual to help the sun gain strength and power over darkness, and that is the vernal equinox.
Pisanki are the famous Ukrainian Easter eggs, and they're powerful amulets for fertility, prosperity, and protection. The creation of them is an ancient ritual that evolved with the hunter-gatherers of Eastern Europe. At one time practiced only by women, this tradition has come down to us from the pagan past, mostly intact. The word pisanki comes from the root word pisati, to write, because the signs are written on the surface of the egg in a rich language of symbols, endless in number and variation. And the symbols can be divided into three categories: animals, vegetable, and largest by far, geometric shapes.
Yeah, Easter eggs have been around for a while. And for the spring festivals, the farther north you go, the longer the festival is delayed. In northern Sweden, it's the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. And that's the one that's observed with celebrations that go on throughout the night. Oh, and today, spring break is traditionally the time when college students go on a rampage. Very few of these students are majoring in the classics. And so they probably have no notion that they are reenacting an ancient ritual which is the spring orgy of Dionysus. Go kids.
So the vernal equinox is the time when night and day are of equal length, and light is about to go stronger over the dark, fitting for this time. The rites of spring are celebrated at dawn or at dusk, that time that is not a time, no longer winter and not yet spring, and neither night nor day. Standing within the magic circle at this time of balance between dark and light, it is good to put winter behind us and look forward to the light, bright months ahead and the stirrings of nature. Seeds that were gathered at about the time of the autumnal equinox, which have lain dormant throughout the dark half of the wheel of the year, can now be blessed in preparation for their being planted.
Thank you, Joe. So we are metaphysically and metaphorically and actually literally going to prepare for planting some seeds. So just start giving some thought to what seeds you're planting. What do you want to be cultivating in consciousness? What do you want to be having grow and sprout? And we'll take a moment and watch a recording of a performance at the Higher Vibe Music Festival.
Treasures deep inside. You'll come to see that you are only on a soul odyssey. And I've got rhythms that are flowing through my mind, telling me the secrets of my space and of my time, talking to me about the way the world will come to be. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey. I got feelings that are linked to me. Is the only thing I see. There is no coincidence to wherever life takes me, yeah. Tune into your own heart, you'll find it's where the treasures start. You'll come to see that you were only on a soul odyssey. And I got rhythms that are flowing through my mind, telling me the secrets of my space and of my time, talking to me about the way the world will come to be. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey, and I keep dancing to the melodies of time. Every single one reveals a story that is mine. I can't stop vibrations that are flowing inside of me. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey. Feel the rhythm of your life. Feel the rhythm of your soul. Feel the rhythm. Can't stop the rhythm, got to let it flow. Feel the rhythm of your life. Feel the rhythm of your soul. Feel the rhythm. Can't stop the rhythm, got to let it flow. And I got rhythms that are going through my mind, telling me the secrets of my space and of my time, talking to me about the way the world will come to be. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey, and I can dance into the melodies of time. Tip, 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 tap, tap to every rhythm, every rhyme. I can't stop vibrations that are flowing inside of me. I'm just a body. I'm just a body. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey, and I keep dancing to the melodies of time. Tip, 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 tap, tap to every rhythm, every rhyme. I can't stop vibrations that are flowing inside of me. I'm just a body in a soul odyssey. Thank you. All right. That's what we.
Ah, wow. I'm all hyped up now. We get to go within and meditate and bring that down a little bit, but we don't have to bring it down. Just bring that joy and energy and excitement. I miss those ladies. That was such a wonderful, wonderful day that we had the Higher Vibe Music Festival. And, I'm really enjoying all this stuff. And I didn't know all that stuff about eggs. And it kind of like, I had kind of blew my mind to think about, being, an early man, whatever, and going through the winter and food is scarce. And you think about living literally off the land and then eggs in springtime. And it's like to have that after a whole harsh, cold winter of eating whatever you had stored up or could scrounge, to have eggs. Wow. That's why they're so important to spring. Very cool. And Joe's got the pussy willows in the vase behind her. And I was out on a walk last night, and seemingly overnight daffodils are out now in yards and by the side of the road. I love the daffodils just randomly pop up like, boom, hey, we're here, it's spring. But they're planted. At some point, that seed goes into the ground and sits there and germinates and prepares to spring forth and to grow. So we're going to take that into meditation, that idea of planting a seed, because that's the inspiration from spirit flowing through us as us, is those ideas or intentions or these thoughts you might have, like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this thing, or I'd really like more of this in my life. Maybe you want to be more loving. Maybe you want to be more joyful. You're going to feel the rhythm, like the like minds were singing about, and your body in a soul odyssey. What is that odyssey? What is that journey bringing forth in your life? So we're going to settle in and do some meditation, and I invite you to listen to spirit, to see where it's guiding you, to see what's coming up as an inspiration of a seed that you want to plant. That allow that sacred idea to take root. And then either symbolically on our seed cam, or if you've got a pot with some soil there and a seed that you prepared, when you feel moved, when you have that sense of, yes, this is what I want to plant, we can go ahead and do that. But right now, I invite you to just settle into wherever you are, get comfortable, relax, and maybe shrug your shoulders, let your body relax. Just be here now. Be in this body in a soul odyssey. Allow that body to relax. We're going to take a series of 3 deep breaths. You guys know this drill. We're going to breathe in deeply. We're going to hold for just a moment and then exhale fully. And I invite you really to exhale with an audible sigh and feel that vibration of your body as the air leaves. So we'll breathe in deeply. Hold. And exhale. Oh, just feel yourself relax. Again, breathing in deeply. Hold. And exhale. Feel yourself relaxing more. Feel that wash over your body. Last deep breath in. Hold. Hold just a little longer. Feel that tension. And exhale. Just be. Allow your breathing to find a gentle, even path. Whatever works for you. Allow your mind to still. And allow your heart to open. What is Spirit seeking to express through you? For you are a unique individual expression of that one. Spirit is experiencing this world through you, as you. What is longing to take root in your soul and bloom in your life? What is that seed within you? Just take that into the silence. Open to Spirit. Open to that new expression of the infinite. That seed, that spark, that idea. Plant that seed. Water it. And let it grow.
Planting seeds of possibility, inviting newness and freshness and goodness into our lives in all sorts of different ways. We're planting seeds of health and vitality, of comfort. We're planting seeds of prosperity and enoughness, of sufficiency, of freedom and flexibility. We're planting seeds of love and connection in all of our relationships, with our loved ones, with our family, with our neighbors, with our friends, our colleagues, our coworkers, our clients, inviting more and more of that connection, that community, that richness of shared experience. We're planting seeds of creativity, allowing newness to blossom into our lives, for ourselves and for those around us in all sorts of different ways. And we're planting seeds of spirituality, inviting the infinite to share itself ever more fully and richly and wonderfully in each of our lives, and all of our lives. Good is at hand right here and right now, and always. These seeds are planted, literally and figuratively, inviting that newness, that freshness into our lives. And being good stewards of that newness, we are fully prepared to tend our plantings, to pull out the weeds, the second crops that are not serving us, to make sure that the garden is fertilized and watered and protected so that that newness can grow. We do not need to make the seed germinate. We do not need to tell the seed what to do. That's already underway. We're simply support players in allowing that infinite creative power that creates everything to create this. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for the good that's blossoming into our lives, for each of us and for all of us. I'm grateful to watch as these tiny seeds that have been planted are in the process now of growing into 6 or 8 foot tall sunflowers that'll scan the sky following the sun. I'm grateful for all of the newness that's flowing into our lives in all sorts of different ways. And so with gratitude for all of this good and more, I speak this word and I release it into that same creative law that has said yes since the beginning of time. And I know without any question, hesitation, doubt whatsoever, that that law is saying yes, that this good is underway, that this blossom is already sprouting. This goodness is underway. And so I let it be. And so it is. Another deep, full breath in. Let it go. Allow your awareness to come back to your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Again, shrug your shoulders so that you can return to your experience here on the physical plane as we listen to an Adam Webb song.
I see love and I see hope. I see a light inside your eyes. And though the world fell down, together we'll rise if we bring love to the fight. Ever try to understand the inner workings of a man who is different from you every single way? The only similarities lie down beneath the surface of the clever things we say. So open up your eyes and you might be surprised that we all need love and we all need peace. So sing it loud with me. I see love and I see hope. I see a light inside your eyes. And though the world fell down, together we'll rise if we bring love to the fight. Do you ever wonder why hate can survive? Generations teach it from the grave. We could put an end to this and show our children how to coexist and learn to tolerate. So open up your eyes and you might be surprised that we all need love and we all need peace. So sing it loud with me. I see love and I see hope. I see a light inside your eyes. And though the world fell down, together we'll rise if we bring love to the fight. And in a room of darkness, just turn on the light. Illuminate our oneness, so and heal the great divide. I see love and I see hope. I see a light inside your eyes. And though the world fell down, together we'll rise if we bring love love to the fight, if we bring love to the fight, if we bring love to the fight.
Oh, beautiful. We have such wonderful musical resources available to us. So even when we have to punt and scramble, that still works. So we've spent some time planting some seeds. This time it was actual seeds. And would love to hear if you've got something that you want to give voice to, some seed that you're planting, some intention that you're setting, something new that you're bringing in. And oh, by the way, happy springtime. The equinox has happened and we are now in springtime officially. Yay! Go ahead, Breen.
So I had this realization. It was kind of an aha moment. One was the eggs and just, but also how, what it must have been like. This might be really deep, but you know, animals have this sort of innate sense of life, and they got instincts, but they don't have, that we know of, this rational mind that thinks about stuff. And you know, as the evolution of man, at some point we, as animals, we started thinking, and that's when it's like, oh, is that sun going to come back? And so all these traditions and things have just evolved over time, and now we have science to explain everything. But even science is just our way of explaining things that we really, really don't understand, because at the core of it is that infinite, and that's still kind of mysterious. So anyway, but I was thinking about spring, and I always thought summer was my favorite season, because it's hot. You go outside and play, go to the beach, you know, all kinds of just summer, go play, summer vacation when you're a kid at school. But I realized that spring, I get really excited because I know summer is coming. And it's sort of the anticipation. And this is where the aha moment comes in, because it seems like in my life, I enjoy the anticipation of something more than the something itself. And good news, bad news, who can tell? But it was really good, something I'm gonna have to think about. So thanks.
Thank you, Breen. Yeah. Annie, and then Linda.
So I was visualizing myself, planting myself in this new position and having an opportunity to be a worker among workers and bring solution-based just presence to this new position and in my life in general. Like the spring is renewal, and just renewing that I want to be a kind and caring and loving person and bring more joy and light. And I always really envy Dave Schwach, because I've never heard him gossip, ever. I've never heard him gossip. And I wouldn't say that I am a gossip, but it just made me feel like I would like to plant those seeds of love and kind words and just being born into something new and beautiful.
Thank you, Annie. Beautiful. Linda.
Morning. So that was very uplifting. The music was phenomenal. Very different from having live people, but I really enjoyed it. It was very upbeat and lifting. And so I like I've always liked spring, because no matter where you live, it's like there's new things blooming. I noticed the other day that I have an orange tree and a grapefruit tree in my backyard, and there's all little tiny buds all over the tree. So there'll be blossoms pretty soon, which means it's going to be smelling phenomenal in my backyard pretty soon. And I really enjoy that. And then my birth flower is this sweet pea. And so I'm going to plant sweet peas. I've got the seeds. I'm at a pet sit now, so I didn't bring the pot with me and everything, but I'm going to do that because I found out on the Phoenix gardening site on Facebook that I actually can grow them here. So I'm pretty excited about that. they're probably going to have to go inside and outside. But anyway, so then the seed I'm planting for me too is to just express more love. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty loving anyway, but just to express more love and to stop gossiping. Andy, that's a good one. And to, not that I'm a big gossip or anything, but I mean, all the things that I'm honing away from or getting away from, I'm going to just have them blossom more in my life. So this was great. It was very uplifting, and thank you, everybody. It was great.
Beautiful. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, and when you plant sweet peas or sunflowers or daisies or roses, you can remember, oh, there's a thing called a bouquet. We can have more than one. Annie, can you do the offering for us?
Absolutely. I live in an abundant universe. I'm one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to read the thing. My bad, Bill.
You got to do the thing.
Sorry. My iPad died, so now I'm trying to do it on my phone.
You want me to cover for you?
Yes.
You thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. He said, reaching quickly for the script. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share it. So there's not a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card or PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen, and we will say it together. So unmute and let's go. I live in an abundant universe. I am one with the infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity.
Enjoy the richness of life.
I bless my gift.
I share my gifts. Enjoy.
I know
that as I give,
I do receive.
So it is.
So it is.
It is.
Another happy cacophony that we had there. The last song for today is going to be one. It's called Grateful. This is Nemo and Daniel Nahmod performing together. They will both be in the All-Star concert at the Anton Virtual Retreat on April 22nd. So you definitely want to be there for that. You will probably find that they are awesome.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is
that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day
day I sit and pray, cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. Well, there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
And everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am, and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am, and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am, and everything I see, everything I hope, and everything I dream, everything I feel, and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Na, 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 na.
Na 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 na. We did that for the entire day.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Happy
Terrific.
springtime to everybody. Go ahead and let's make another joyful cacophony to close up. I'm so grateful for today. Repeat after me. I am love.
I am love.
I am light.
I am light.
I am a seed planted in rich soil.
I am a seed planted in rich soil.
Let the love flow.
Let the love
flow.
Let the light shine.
Let the light
Let the light
shine.
shine.
And I blossom.
And I blossom.
So it is.
And so it is.
Woo!
Ah.